I am live. All right, how's everybody doing today? Hope it's great. Hope it's outstanding. I'll probably be running this for about 2 hours time. Wanted to get right into it, if I may. Well, actually, I did need to get people here. Can everyone hear me all right? Everything groovy out there? Am I here alone? Okay. Hey, what do you know? So, okay, here's chat. There it is. Great. Outstanding. Let's see who's here. Kind of need to wait a moment for people to get here. You will beg my pardon for a time. I like that though. 7 thumbs up. That's like 50%. That's about 50% of what it should be. How you doing, Katt? All right. Well, allow me to begin here. Now, in my last video, I had touched upon the fact that this may not be a Carroll County jurisdiction anymore. I say that for multiple reasons, because you know what? I couldn't take you guys along on the ride for 2 years with me, so you're only getting the pieces that I got and not the ride. The FBI was there on the 14th while it was still 2 missing girls. Somebody said, well, they always show up for missing. Well, that may be. That really may be. But I think it goes a lot deeper than that. I think that they assumed that the scenario that took place in Delphi fit other unsolved cases that the FBI was working on. They went there to see if there was foul play and to perhaps get DNA, which they did get. It left them with an unknown subject, so the DNA did not tell them who it was in the CODIS. Didn't. However, they knew that the suspect was out there and had never committed a crime. Now, that's one reason. Now, 2, my suspect lives in Missouri. Now, he crossed state lines to commit the murder. This much I give him. In Delphi, and I'm also assuming as well, Evansdale. Now, did that crime fall between 2 state lines? Well, I can't say that exactly. I really can't. But if the FBI was there in Delphi day 1, I think that there very well may have been other crimes, you see, that did. Because the FBI was right on his tail. The FBI wanted his DNA. But when he was arrested, they said, this may be our guy. Go get his DNA. And they did. Now, yeah. So anyway, St. Louis had got a hold of Carroll County. Yes, I've heard of Garrett Kurtz. I get it. He was 19. He had nothing to do with it. Thank you. Please leave Garrett Kurtz the hell out of my show. He didn't do it. If you believe he did, there's Facebook. I'm not talking to you, Luke. Luke, I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying. But I know how this works. Somebody comes up with a person of interest, they go right to my show. But what about Garrett Kurtz? Well, he didn't do it. So I don't know what you want from me. I'm telling you who did it. Hey, how you doing? AJ Doman? AJ Doman from St. Louis. Hey, by any chance, I mean, like down there, anything that you know concerning my suspect? Or are you here to find something out? Because that would be super cool if you had a little insight. Hey, you know what? I love what you do, Luke. Went to your channel, you know, I did. Yeah. Checked your channel, bro. Luke Young has a channel. Do you not have a channel, Luke? You have a YouTube channel, right? Oh, okay. Maybe I'm speaking of a different Luke. My bad. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. No, Luke Young has a YouTube channel. Yeah. Everybody check that channel out if you would. He's a good guy. Yeah, I did. I don't go check other people's videos, but I didn't know what you were saying in that comment. And I'm like, wait, what? So I went and I looked at the video, and that's how I know you had a channel. But I immediately backed out because I don't go watch other people's channels. What other people say, that's on them. They don't give me anything on what I say. Nothing. So it could be. And again, I reiterate the fact, could be federal because the FBI may be holding the cards. Now, does that particularly matter a great deal? No, it don't really mean a whole lot of squat because Indiana can't go talk to him. Neither can the FBI. Nobody can. So the point I make is that law enforcement, cannot go talk to my guy. And they're not going to press murder charges till at which time they can. So that is my assumption on that, is that they can't go talk to him. And I do feel that this may go a little bit higher now than Carroll County, state of Indiana, but I cannot swear that. Everybody's telling me that, Mary. Every single person here has asked me that. Everyone. And I've answered it relentlessly, time and time again, and comments that took a half hour long to type. I have answered it. I have answered it in video. Please watch my videos. Please watch the videos. They explain. Well, I could say that they explain more than me, but it is me explaining. Take it how you like. You know what? I never did get a response yet from Ed Kemper. Now, Ed Kemper's in a mental hospital and has been since the early 70s. I know he can write. I know he does interviews. I'm sure it's way more lax than what prison is, but I haven't gotten anything back. But I suspect that, like many people that are there, it could be that he gets a straight ton of mail, from a lot of people every day. But, we'll see. It's not Kiltz, it's Kurtz, BG. Kurtz, Garrett Kurtz, BG. Do you know how to spell his name? Heard who had a stroke? Ed Kemper? You know what? Man, that would be sad. That would be really sad if he did. And I mean, I say that. It's not that I know Ed Kemper, but man, he really does. I mean, he's got a great personality. As far as, and don't take me wrong, what I mean is his personality, he's kind of outgoing. He's very honest, very remorseful. He's got a good personality, man. Just bad things happen to that man. There that is. So, anywho, I wrote down some notes, and what I want to do is I want to cover them real quick, and I'm going to put on the screen right now, right here, if you would like for me to call you to be on the show during the call-in time, send your name and your phone number to this email address. I will get it. I will check my mail when I go to calls, and if your name and number is right there, you will be called. If you don't leave a name, I'll just say, hey, I'm calling from somebody at this number. Send it to that address right there, your name and your phone number. That's it. Yeah, maybe, Cheryl, perhaps, but people have been on that for 2 years. Yeah, you know what? In the movie that Doug Carter had discussed, the shack. Yeah, I can't. I wish I could, Joey. Dude, I wish I could. But I'm calling off my computer. In America, the lower 48, it's free. If I'm calling outside, it usually costs. Seriously wish I could take your call in a big way. Gray attempted what? Oh, anyway, on the movie The Shack, what that amounted to, and I just watched the thing because it's not my kind of movie. It's not a movie I would ever sit and watch because it don't relate to things that I enjoy in a movie. But the guy was at the beach with his family. He went down something to the water with his family. Turned around, and his little girl was gone. And upon seeing his little girl was gone, they started looking, called the cop, and at some time later, the cops found his kid murdered in his shack. And I think that the black lady in the trailer that was talking to the man because he couldn't let go, he couldn't forgive. And I thought, well, that's got to be the person playing God. I mean, you see where I'm at. The black lady would have to be God in that movie. So I don't know. I think it was calling upon empathy for the suspect to turn himself in. But again, I know the suspect is behind bars. So it seems a little immaterial to mention anything when you know the guy's sitting in bars. Hey, you wanted to see it, Doug Carter? Send him the DVD. There it is. Tell him to watch up. It's the way I'd play it. You know what? I have sent my suspect over 6 letters now. I kept him abreast of what happened at the briefing because I'm sure that down in St. Louis jail, he can't see the briefing. I'm positive isn't nobody going in there and relaying information from Delphi to him because he isn't regarded as a suspect down there. I mean, legally a suspect. A person of interest, yes, but I don't think that they're going to come and fill him in on Delphi when he's facing life without parole for first-degree murder there, if you see where I'm at. So I wanted to let him know what was all said, how it relates, and let me put it politely. Is it not, my suspect, a joke? Do you not see it as a joke, Mr. Bruce? I do. I really do. No, Thomas Bruce has not answered. I don't think that Thomas Bruce can answer. They don't even give him a razor to shave with. I don't think that they trust him with the pencil without supervision. It's a safety concern. And do you see what you did, Barry? Barry, do you see what you did? Do you understand, Barry, what you just did to me? You made me say his name, dude. Didn't want to do that, parents. Okay, so, hey, if anybody had sent their number, you can just put like a Y there that indicates to me that something's been sent that way. I ain't got to go check for no reason. Anyway, we will be going to calls. I also wanted to point out a couple other things. Now, anybody that looked into Evansdale murders, the Evansdale, Iowa murders, they have a very long page that includes the FBI profile on the suspect. Now, we was told by the media, not long after Delphi occurred, that the FBI was going to release a suspect profile. Well, that's been over 2 years ago. I've never seen that profile. Did they neglect to do it? Did they go, yeah, we would, but we already gave the profile in Evansdale. Same applies here. I mean, I don't know what it is. I really don't. Happy Friday. I really don't. But we never got a profile. They didn't mention the car for 2 years and 2 months, after everybody's brain went foggy and they just couldn't remember anything anymore. This is how they're playing it. I don't know why. Hey, I've wanted this solved forever. I have wanted this solved forever. And they're not playing along with that. They're going back. They're giving old information. They're giving stuff that does not relate. And why? Why would they want to do that? I mean, I can understand keeping hush his name. I can see that. I mean, because they don't want anybody knowing who it is until at which time they come out and denounce it. That's how they play. That's how they operate. Well, they can't announce it until they go down and talk to him. After they go down and talk to him, murder charges will be filed in at least 1, I suspect 2, but probably more murders than that. Convinced 98%. Yes. Leslie, if you got a question, throw it up. Throw it up here. That is in part the reason for Super Chat. When you do that, it highlights your question and I can get right to it. So if you use Super Chat, bam, there it is. Can't miss it. It pops up. So if you got a question, throw it up. Make sure I can see it though. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Bailey. Hi, everybody. Glad you're all here. 68 people and 18 thumbs. Do you want me to leave? Do you guys want me to leave? Next time I look at those thumbs up, it had better amount to a lot more than that. A whole lot more. That gets under my skin. When I go to somebody's channel, first thing I hit is thumbs up. Secondly, I hit share. Bam, get their stuff out. You know why? I like their channel. I want them to know that. That's how I feel. If you show up to watch my channel, hit that damn thumbs up. Let me know. Let me know. Man, jeez, people. Thank you. Thank you. But they have, Rose, they have caught that animal. Okay, you know, I'm trying to read everything here. Oh, and thanks, Lisa. Right. Okay. Canada. Yes. You know what? Love Canada. Love Canada. Love it. Love it. Canada is so awesome. It is. You know what? Been watching Fargo recently. If you guys have watched the movie Fargo, watch the series. Watch the series, man. Season 1 and season 2, outstanding. As good, if not better than the movie, in my opinion. Yeah, another Canadian. Yeah. You know what? I got a lot of friends from Canada. I really do. And God, I love your guys' accent, man. It's so cool. So cool. And again, it reminds me of Fargo. They talk in the same similar way. So, anywho, I am going to calls. Let me go check and see who has wrote me. Who has sent a number. I knew it'd do that. God, I hate this. I really do. I do, man. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Look, man, I should be able to just copy it on one page, go to the other, put it in the phone. But then I try to copy it, and it says, oh, would you like to go to Chrome? No, I just want to copy it, man. That's all I want to do. Why won't you let me copy it? You know? What's your problem? What's your problem that I can't copy it? God, man. Computers. You know what? They need to be more user-friendly. And they should really quit making stuff that amounts to crap like they do. Windows 10? Yeah. I can't say it. I can't. I can't say what's on my mind. I'd love to. I'd love to. Oh, I'd love to say it. I can't. All right. All right, just typing in. Hold on one moment, everyone. Just one little bitty baby minute here. So I have to do it like this. All right, and I think that we are talking to Adjutant. This is Adjutant, everybody. Ready, go. Hey, Mish, how you doing? Hello.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. So I just want to say I really enjoy your channel, and I was just wondering, I had two questions.
Uh-huh.
My first question, do you have any kind of like law enforcement background by any chance?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and my second question is, you seem to be very like passionate about this case. Is there a reason why you're so passionate about it?
Yeah. Well, and look, this happened in Delphi, Indiana. Delphi, a town of 3,500 people population, a little town. My dad lived in Kokomo, right here where I'm at, actually 12 miles east of me in Kokomo, as I am at the furthest western mailing address that Kokomo has. I am probably about 200 feet from the Carroll County border, which sits to my west, right there at the Wildcat. So I'm just right there at my dad moved out there to Florida, and it's got the crooked road to Delphi right there. It's County Road 200. It sets one road south of County Road 300 of where the crime happened. And he sets about 2 miles from that crime to the east down County Road 200. So it was, I mean, when it happened, not when it happened, it wasn't the 13th, it was the 14th, because I did not catch anything. I don't have a television. So I didn't catch anything on the 13th that there was 2 missing girls in Delphi. Now, on the 14th, I came home and I was at a friend of mine's house. I'd go down there at 10:30 and return at about 11:30 every night. Got home at 11:30 and I went to Fox News online to catch the world news. And when I clicked it on, it said 2 girls found dead in Delphi, at Deer Creek. And I'm like, wait, what? Huh? In Delphi? And I couldn't wrap my head around that 2 girls hiking got killed in Delphi. Look, I mean, you talk about a really small town. That's Delphi. Things like that do not happen, in Delphi. So it struck me as very, very odd that something like that would occur in Delphi. And right after it happened, they came out with the photos of the suspect and then the audio of the suspect. And every day that I'm seeing this, I'm thinking, this guy's going to be arrested any minute. That was everybody's thoughts. This guy's going to be arrested any time now. They got him. They got him deep in why they got him. But the guy was never arrested. Okay. And then it became, well, what are you looking at? Because it seems like this should be wrapped up really quick. And that's what really drew me in. And I was making videos at that time already on my old channel. So I was making videos about what the cops were talking about right off the go. But then that started to change as the police department got quiet. I started going after evidence. I wanted to find out not what they're not talking about. And understand, I don't want anybody to know how the girls died. Even if I knew how the girls died, I would never release that. That is stuff that don't need to be known. That does not help you find the killer in the least. But it led me down a path to not finding the killer, but getting as much evidence as I could. Because for over 2 years, I've stared at that pictures of him. Now video. Stared at it, thinking, who is this? Who is this person that lives, in my thoughts, like right around here? Who is this person? Who would go out and do that? So it really drew me in pretty heavily. In fact, I had my other channel was a lot bigger than this. I had like 8,600 subscribers. It was quite a bit bigger. And I killed what I was doing on there to basically just solely cover the Delphi murders. That was it. Now, my law enforcement background, I was military police in the 80s. I took 2 years of criminal investigation, but that's all it amounts to. I wasn't a county deputy. I wasn't anybody really involved in like getting traffic tickets or anything. It was never my one need to hand out a traffic ticket or anything silly like that. If it was anything that I wanted to do, I wanted to be a sniper or an investigator. That's who I am. I can shoot with better than anybody I know, and my investigation is not lacking. Answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for being here. You too. Have a good day.
You take care.
Okay. So that is one call down there. One call. And that's it. I only had one person that wanted me to call him. Just one little person. Okay. So call's done. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Wait, you too? Well, why didn't you send? Why did you not send? God, me and everybody. No, I don't. Because if it was rented and it was the suspect's car, they'd know who the suspect is. Oh, yeah. You know what? I knew. I could do. Okay. You know what? I will be calling her in a moment then. Kimmy's got stage fright. It's just a phone, Kimmy. It's just a phone call. Yeah, but here's the thing. The feds put it over so we can't see it, but they know. They know, you know? And again, I'm not thinking that it's anybody local at all. If you think it's local, because law enforcement had said that they feel it may be somebody local, then well, and again, I'm getting information like, well, the plates were stolen. Well, was it rented? Was it, because there are ways to ascertain who did that, people. It's not like a big question that everybody's like, they do stolen plates on it. Now we'll never know. Of course they do. Of course. It's not hard, man. Okay, so I'm going over here to see if we got. No. Still nobody sent their number. Nobody. Nobody yet. It takes a couple minutes to get a phone call out, though. Ford Pinto. Yeah, no. How you doing, Mystery Baker? A little late by about 26 minutes, Mr. Baker, man. No, I don't. No. And in fact, I covered that. The suspect, when he was in Delphi, had a hat on, much similar to this style right here. Very similar to this style, different color, but a newsboy style hat. Okay? That's what he had on. Not hair. No hair. I mean, up here, you could only see hat. There was no hair. I realize it looks like that in the pictures, and I pointed that out, that it looks like that. But in Delphi, he had a hat on. He was never seen, not at the bridge, not by anyone, without a hat on. So it's not about his hair right here, like where it's come forward like that. It ain't. It's a hat. That's what you're seeing. Yes, the suspect is in jail. No, I don't. Now, I do know that when he was pulled over at the traffic stop, he had a 1917. Oh, man. Somebody help me out if you had seen that. I want to say Kia. Was it the Kia? But if you think about that, being in 2017, and Delphi occurred in February, that was bought in after Delphi. You see where I'm at? And he very well may have traded his older car in, if you see the point I make, to get rid of that. And that could have been something that he had did, and that may have been what got that car that he was pulled over in. And hey, Trinity, love you being here. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh. Oh. There it is. Okay. That took her a minute. So I got to go all the way back over here. Just like. Okay. Making call here. Making call.
Sorry, I missed your call. I'll get right back to you as soon as possible.
Okay, I just called you. Just called. Okay. I can't redial. I got to go back and add it again. Please make sure that if you leave a number that I can call that from my computer, people, please, please, whatever little things that you have on your cell phone, make sure it's clear that I can call from my computer, because otherwise it's wasting time on a live show. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I am calling one more time.
Hello.
Hello.
This
Hey.
is Michael Katt.
It better be, because if it ain't, somebody is really messing around. Go ahead.
Sorry about that, because I totally am blonde, and that happens. I actually had to Google how to answer my phone.
Wow. Yeah, that's a little blonde. That's a little. Okay.
That's
Go
a little
ahead.
Old school. I still have Post-it notes.
Go ahead. Do you had a question?
Well, I wanted to say that if it was somebody local, he would have already been caught.
Yeah.
And to think of somebody outside of the area, I would have to agree with you. Everything just points to Thomas Bruce. However, I have to say that recently I did watch Harvey Kerrigan mention a name, and wow, that kind of took me aback. But I just don't know about that. Have you seen that, and what do you think?
I did.
I know you're on Thomas Bruce, and I am too. But that's
whoa, no. Wait. See, everybody thinks here that because I make my videos concerning my suspect, that's it. That's what I look at. And everybody that gets a hold of me and says, well, you're just closed-minded. You just don't want to hear anybody except for your guy. Well, not true. Anytime that anybody ever lists a name as a person of interest, I go check it out. When it does not fit the criteria, I put it right here as does not fit the criteria, not him, and put it over here. So, yeah, I checked your guy out, that Harvey Carroll's guy or whoever his guy it is. I checked out the guy up here, CE, checked him out. Took me less than 5 minutes to say, yeah, not him at all. But I check all of them out. I have checked literally over 2 years, hundreds, thousands, I would say, thousands of names, thousands.
Did you check Jared Kirk before or?
Yes.
Or just recently?
Probably within the first time has been within the last so many days. I mean, it hasn't been a long time or anything. Why?
Well, needless to say, that guy's a little creep.
Yeah, he is. And CE, same way, same identical. But look, I mean, if you go back to 2017, that would have made him 19.
Right.
Now, I was 19 once. And I realized that what this guy did was very, very bad. But you realize he did that with these friends and was kind of on a certain drug, if you see my point. I think that that was more of a revenge thing. I don't think that he was out there at Monon High Bridge Trails waiting that day to do this. I don't. I think that that was something more of a different motive than what this here amounts to. I really do.
Well, can I ask you, why do you think that Thomas Bruce left some victims alive? Which I'm glad he did, but wouldn't it seem that he wouldn't?
You know what?
But,
I got a hunch on this, and I'm very happy that you brought that up, because I wanted to tell people. Now, I was talking last night with Ann. I know what you guys are thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking. Wrong Ann. This Ann isn't from Las Vegas. This Ann is from New Jersey. And me and her were sitting there talking last night. And it occurred to me, because of something that she was saying about that. because it always struck me as odd that my suspect in 50, well, I can say 52, because the first one did occur when he was 52 in September of 2018. Now, this man had never been in jail before. And in 3 months' time, the cops were called. Okay. One, with the sexual assault 77-year-old lady. Two, the very next month, he was pulled over by police for acting erratic and insane on the highway. And then the next month after that, for the Catholic supply store sexual, all that for a long time. What was this break? Why would this guy that had never had like the law, man, right there, like that, in 3 months' time, what would cause that? And it hit me. It hit me as to why. You see, when he did Delphi, nobody had ever heard of ancestral DNA like C.C. Moore does. You see where I'm at? That was new.
Mhm.
Nobody had ever been nailed like that. Now, after he did that, after 1 year's time, she nails John D. Miller up in Fort Wayne. She gets the Golden State Killer. Now, it's all coming out that they can do that and trace it right down. Now, my suspect, all of his personal emails began with Scotsman, very proud Scotsman, has a family tree.
Right.
Guess whose family had put some DNA into that ancestral database? His. And he knew that she was going to work on it because they made mention of it in an article that I had made mention to on a video, that they was going to use that. And he knew that as soon as they started, he would be hit. He'd be hit like that. So he started going out committing crimes with the I don't really care attitude, because it struck me, why would he go into a Catholic supply store and do that, knowing he was going to get caught? Knowing he would be. There's no way out.
Right.
There is no way out. He knows he's going to get caught. He knew he had a little bit of time before he would be caught anyway. So he was going to go out and try to go out his way. And that's what he did, I believe. Right there for that reason.
Right on. Now, anyhow, I wanted to tell you that it's Mikey. Just like a little boy.
Oh, I know that.
Okay, you kept saying this.
I do that. It's the way it's spelled, and I had made mention of that in the last video. Because I had said that, and I said that's right, it is. It's Mike. You know, I mean, like totally, yeah. And my bad.
Well, that's okay. I just wanted to tell you because it's always been a problem for everyone to say it right. But I really appreciate your time that you share with us, and we'll talk soon. I'm going to go take care of someone who's paining with a toothache.
Well, I hope that they get feeling better, and you have a good day, Mikey.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for calling
Love everyone. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so do we got any more here? Anybody else? Anyone? No, that's it. That may wrap up calls too, by the way. That may be the end of calls. So is there anybody here at this time that wants to call? You can drop it right here at that email address right there. Do I think police are up to job? Not positive I understand that, Baker. Oh, yeah, I do. I do think that police are up to the job. In fact, I don't want to sound like I'm being egotistical or anything like that. I am not. In fact, I will be the first one to say law enforcement is ahead of me. I'm not ahead of law enforcement. They are ahead of me on this. I believe that. I know they are. So I'm not sitting here taking credit for this guy, except for the fact that I'm telling you before they do. So I do think that they're up to the job. They have secured this case very well. They have made sure that what wasn't supposed to get out did not get out. And yeah, they are. And it's going to be time. Law enforcement knows that. They can't tell you. They can't tell you. They're not going to tell you who it is because they haven't spoken with him. As soon as they can speak with him and get his answers, and confront him with the evidence, it don't matter if he confesses. And I've had people say, well, that ain't going to work at all. He won't confess. It don't matter. They got the proof to kill, to take him out. It don't matter if he confesses. I feel he will confess because he's never getting out of jail. He's never going to get out ever in his life. He's 53. Hey, man, I mean, if he had to do 40-some years, he's never getting out. Ever. What better does he have to do than to talk and get all of his stuff out all in one shot, make big fame or whatever it is he feels over it? And that's probably what he will do. Is that how he will do it? I don't know. But I do know that as soon as they go down and talk to him, they will have murder charges on him. I have no concept on that sketch, the new sketch at all. This is my thought. This is my thought. It's only my thought. Know that. You're law enforcement. Let's say you're Carroll County law enforcement. Well, every single one of these tips that are phoned in, you got to go investigate. Now, right now on their plate, they have 46,000 tips. They couldn't get through that in a century. Not with like two people going out and doing one or two a day. Yeah, it will take forever. And they know that. Now, as of the time that my suspect was arrested and his DNA was taken by the FBI, right before Christmas, Sheriff Leslie, Carroll County had sent their DNA off to Quantico FBI headquarters to see if it was a match. Never heard more of that. Okay? Never heard anything more of it. So I feel... Oh, hang on. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to. Man, don't ask about the fire, people. So, at which time they got back a hold of Carroll County and said, yes, it does match. Now, that's where the predicament lies. Because if it did match, if the FBI then would have jurisdiction because of something that they know had transpired between one of these murders and one that we don't know because we really don't know. That's my thing on it. I don't know how that is working. Federal, state, county, that ain't my area. It isn't. I'm not a lawyer. Mine was law enforcement. So it's a little bit different. I don't go in and talk statutory jurisdiction and this and that because that don't amount to me. You know, it's not anything that I had really ever learned. Yeah, they gave what? Oh, right. Yeah, and back to what I was getting at. When they came out at the briefing, and they got a lot of calls they got to look at, people. I mean, and this is the fact of it. Now, they have their guy in jail. Their guy is in jail. Carroll County knows that. The sheriff knows that. Law enforcement knows that. And they also know they can't tell you about it. They cannot tell you about it until they get down there and talk to that guy, till that they can then file murder charges. They can't talk. I don't know who's going to talk because I don't know who has jurisdiction. But I can tell you this. They can't talk about it, and they know that. What's the proper thing to do? A new direction. Note the word. A new direction. A new direction. What is it? Well, we're changing it up now. Now we're going to go with a younger sketch. Now they don't know if he's 18 or 40. They don't know. They seen him, but they don't get it. They're not like you and me. They can't just say, oh, he was probably 30, 35. They can't do that. So what are they doing? Why did they release that garbage? Why did they release one more word that didn't sound like the other words? That sounded fruitless, wasn't it? It was. Why did they release a sketch that doesn't look like the first one and I know is not of the killer? Why? To stop the investigation. That's why, because they already got their guy. Anybody calling in on that sketch, it amounts to nothing. Not investigating. That's how you do it. You don't tell the people. You give them false information, and when they call, it amounts to nothing. It is nothing they got to go investigate in the future. So while that guy sits down there, until they can go talk to him, they don't have to go investigate these new leads. That's what it is. It's also them playing stupid because they need time, and they're not going to come out and tell you who did it until they got murder charges. There it is, just like that. So that is my thoughts on it. I think that they was killing the investigation right there. They killed it with releasing that new sketch. And there isn't anyone here. I doubt. Nah, there may be, because there's people that's really got a lacking IQ. And I'm not making fun of them. I'm not making fun of them. I never would on a video. But if they kill the investigation, it makes sense, because they don't have to go investigate. They don't have to put time in it. They know they got their guy. So I don't think that that newest sketch was anything more than a generic face that wasn't anybody. It was no one. That is what they wanted. They can say whatever they want about it. I have caught them in multiple lies. Law enforcement, multiply lying to you. But people believe them. They're respectful. Why? They make people obey all the laws in the land of laws. They're not treasonous. No way. They're not. They're looking after our best. They're protecting and serving us. I don't need protecting and serving. I need freedom, and I need treasonous law enforcement to go the backside. See how I didn't say that? See how I didn't say it in a proper way? You know what I meant. Why would they hold a press conference? It's probably because I'm wrong, Trinity. Probably because I'm wrong, maybe. Nah, I'm never wrong. Yeah, okay. And you know what? I mean, everybody says that, Sassy. Everybody's on that side. Like, well, they're making themselves look stupid. No, they're not. They're not. They're not making themselves look stupid. Because when they come out and tell you who the guy is, everybody's going, it's going to be such a huge story. Isn't nobody going to think anything about that briefing? Because they're going to say this right here. Guarantee you money on it. Look, we had 46,000 call-ins to investigate, and he was way, way, way down that line. We wasn't even to him yet. We was using older information in that, and that's why it looked like we was, because they're not going to tell you. And when they can't tell you, you know what you're going to hear? You're going to hear crap just came out of that briefing right there. Now, this other new suspect is in Carroll County Jail. And being that he is in on one, I don't think that his lawyer would stop him in Carroll County Jail from answering to Carroll County on a different case. That new person is not the suspect to me. They did not even make it through the criteria, honestly. But it was close. I mean, to a degree. He's got kind of a look, I mean, he's got kind of a, I'd never heard his voice. He had never broken the law. I mean, I'd never seen where he had been in jail. But that's about where it ends. Yeah, I certainly care all about him. All the time. That was never given as to what time or anything they seen. We just got the sketch and they said, well, there it is. This is what the guy looks like. 2 years later, we don't look like that. We're sorry, the FBI messed up after 3 months. God, man, can't believe the FBI would do that to us. And we're Carroll County. Hey, feds, why are you doing that? Why are you changing up our sketch? You trying to make us look stupid? Yeah, hang on. Let me go see if anyone has dropped a number here. One second, everyone. I'm getting right to it. Ahoo! Ahoo! Man. Okay. Come on, PC. Function. Function better. Okay. I'll do it like that then. Yeah, hang on. This takes forever. Okay. And you know what? This has still not popped up yet. It still hasn't. Okay. So I'm going over to here then. God, man, I hate Windows 10. Does anybody hate Windows 10? Remember Windows 95? Yeah, that stuff was a breeze, wasn't it? Yeah, it was awesome. It's all good. Love that shit. No doubt. All right. And Kimmy, here it goes.
The number you are calling does not accept unidentified calls. Your caller ID was blocked.
Okay. That was a waste of time. Yeah. Kimmy, make sure I can call. This is catastrophically important. I don't know why. I'm calling off my computer. Your phone ain't set for it. This is what I said earlier. Make sure I can call. All right. Well, that was waste of a few minutes. If you can fix that, Kimmy, and then notify me, I'll call you right back. If not, leave it. Yeah, I know. I get it. It's going to happen on a live show. Every single time. Every time. So, anyway, let me get back to what it was I was talking about, because every time I stop, people are like, hey, dude. I mean, I thought you was going to be talking and stuff. So, anyway, what is everybody's thoughts on that as to what I was saying? You know, concerning that, because I really do feel that the briefing may have been a way to stop the investigation right where it is. They know we got our guy. It's a match. He's down there. We can't talk to him. It's going to be a while till we can impress murder charges. We don't want anyone to know, but dadgummit, we need to play stupid and stop this investigation right here. That made sense to me. He does. He has great knowledge of the area there, and I'll tell you why. Because it was en route to his brother's house. He stopped there every time en route to his brother's house and walked those trails. He knew it very well. No, it isn't. It's only creepy that they say that because, again, they was talking out their backside and he knew it. Thank you. So it's kind of my take because, you look, man, when I see something, and I knew at the time of the briefing that they wasn't going to announce a suspect. I knew that, okay, because they hadn't went and talked to my guy yet, and I knew that. So when they came out with it, I'm like, I do want to see what they're going to say, but I want to kind of be right here where I can just go make a live video right after the fact, which is what I did. But I didn't go because I knew they wasn't going to be announcing a suspect because they hadn't had time to go talk to him. Yeah, I am. In fact, I emailed John probably about a month or so ago after he came out with the Evansdale video. Well, at the end of that, and I think it was because of me, he said there are people out there that think that Evansdale and Delphi was done by the same suspect. Now, he didn't really feel that it was. In fact, he said Evansdale was done by a smarter, more intelligent person. So I got a hold of him and I'm like, John, you know what? I have some information that could probably change your mind. So he got a hold of me and he says, well, I'm going to be busy for the next few days, but if you could send that to my Facebook, I'll read over it. So I was like, okay. And I typed it out rather quick, but I got most everything in it that I wanted and I sent it to him. Now he had wrote me back a few days later and said, yeah, you know what? I did look that over and you're right. It was very interesting, very interesting. And he asked that he could give that to his team, and I don't care. It's there, everybody's knowledge as far as I'm concerned. But I think that what's up with John is that John is covering and profiling like a lot of cases. This is why he has a team. I don't need a team. I got one case. I don't need people. I mean, you see where I'm at? So his mind isn't on one case. It's on multiple cases that he's looking into. So he's a profiler. He's got a channel on YouTube. In fact, now this is going back a time, somebody had asked me if I thought my suspect was the I-70 killer. Like, hey, you know what? I don't know, but kind of might want to go check into that. I didn't know much about the I-70 killings. But upon looking into that, the I-70 killings, it was one guy. He would go into a store that had a woman working in it alone. He would get her attention to something like that. Hey, man, could you get me a pack of cigarettes? When she turned her head, would cap her in the back of the head with a .22 pistol and run. This suspect is sexual. That's his motive, is sexual. If you look at my suspect down there, his motive sexual. Up here, sexual. Evansdale, sexual. Men just don't go out and kill young girls for no reason. That's never a motive. I just feel like going and killing a young girl. It's generally in such a sexual motive. And that's what I was looking for right off the bat. So when I was looking into the I-70 killings, I went and was watching documentaries. And oddly enough, I watched one. And I'm sitting there watching it, and about a half hour in or so, they went to John Kelly and got his word on it. And you know what John Kelly said? Exactly to a T what I just had said. The guy's a thrill killer. He goes in, he kills, he runs. That's his motive. That's how he operates. That's way different than Evansdale and Delphi and his other crimes. It's a different motive, not the same guy. But it had John Kelly. And when I seen John Kelly on there, because I thought he was just a YouTube guy. No, this guy's been in. Thing was that the show he was in was so reality show-like, and it just made me sick. I hate those shows. I hate the way they talk to people, and God, they treat you guys like you're so ignorant, so stupid. And you know what happens after they do that for like decades? The population gets really dumbed down and stupid, which is happening. I mention it in every video, but man, people out there, you got to watch it. You start believing your TV and what they say and start standing up for law enforcement and other treasonous things because you don't know better. Guess what? After a while of living like that, you really become ignorant. You become dumbed down. But you'll sit there very proudly thinking that you know everything. I know everything. Seen it on CSI. But man, what the fuck am I doing? What the hell am I doing? I only do that when I'm alone. You know, hey, yeah. No, I don't think that there was any accomplice at all. There was one man that stopped there at roughly 12 noon and waited until people showed up. And I know that man's name. And if you don't know his name, then you need to go back and watch my videos. Thank you. Thank you very much. What is, catastrophe? Is that a play on my name? Is that a play off my name? I want to know. Yeah, I have to be open-minded. That is what absolutely everybody says that has a different suspect than I do. You have to be open-minded. You have to be open-minded. You have to at least make a video talking about how my guy isn't that dude. At least be that open-minded. I look into these people. Sassy, I look into them. Understand me. I look into them. I don't make a video about them because it's fruitless. It's BS. You don't want to hear it. I do not want to give you guys false information. You can think whatever you want if I don't. You just don't think it's my guy. You are just not open-minded. No, BS. BS. It's not that I haven't looked into him. It's crap. I mean, I admit, yeah, I mentioned that guy. I mentioned the other dude. I mentioned all of them. And if any one of them had anything on them that fit that criteria, you would have known of it. You would have known about it right there. You think, you just aren't open-minded. No, I just don't make videos on your crappy people. Thank you. Not calling you crap, your people. Yeah, I've heard about him all day and yesterday and the day before and the day before that. And he is not that dude. He don't fit the criteria, people. How do you want me to put it? There's criteria. There are facts. There are things that we know about this suspect. A list of things that must be factual about this suspect. Got a list. Now, I got to run down through that. Number one on my list is this. The guy had never committed a crime before. Now, if he had never committed a crime before, okay, go to check number 2. You know, there are things that we know concerning the suspect that are true. They got to fit those, because if they do not fit those, they are not that same suspect. Cannot be. So, I don't know. I think that people just think I sit here and go, yeah, that sounds good. You know what? I'm going to say that's evidence. No, I don't. I go find this, fact check it, triple check, fact check it. I go through the measures before I release this. Unless I say, this is something that I've been thinking about, something that's kind of crossed my mind. Don't have any way to, to make this evidence. I mean, but it could fit. And I'll tell you guys about that, but it is in no way that I'm saying that this makes him that guy. I would never use a simple piece of evidence like that to say, yeah, this makes it the guy. Man, people do that all day. They do. They get a guy that looks like the sketch. He did it. No, he didn't. You're not open-minded. Don't tell me what I am. I get offended to that. I definitely get offended to that. Yes, I do. I do. I have ever since Kim Riley told me that. Yeah, you know what? I agree with that, Mystery Baker, that he does. But and again, I take this back to DN. I'll call him DN as not to be like give a name on the video. You know what? I'm getting right back to that. Hang on a second. Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Super chat, people. Super chat. He laid 2 pounds on it. That's got to go first. So anyway, DN to me, and at that time it was just 3 images. That was it. He did not look like those images. He looked like the sketch, did not look like the images. I did not see him in the images. But this guy, I can see it, but I can't see his face clear enough in that to say, yeah, it's him. But nobody can. Nobody can see that. You see? Now, back at the 1-year press conference, we went to that. And they had just brought DN back from Colorado to Johnson County Jail and had spoke with him that week, right before the press conference. So we went over there and they pretty much cleared him of suspicion in the murders and while lying. So then after the press conference, I walked up to Kim Riley and I asked him pretty much what I did at the press conference. I'm like, look, you know, you guys just have this piece of information that you know ain't doing anything. But I mean, what's going on your side? What's going on with this investigation? And that's when he told me. He said, well, you know, it's like this person has never committed a crime before. And I said, you would say that just because his DNA don't match in the database? Well, I can't comment on that. And, well, maybe he has broken a law before, but we can find no trace of him. Well, if you just have DNA, well, that's saying that this guy has never committed very violent crimes. That's it. But to say he's never committed a crime gives more than DNA. It does. Because you can't say he's never committed a crime if you're holding DNA. You can say he's never committed a violent crime or a violent sexual offense, but that's not saying he's never broken the law. But to say he's never broken the law, that's saying that you have more than DNA. Correct me where I'm wrong. That is saying we have more than DNA and we can find no trace of it. It's like he's never broken the law. He has no fingerprints, no DNA. You know, that's what it told me. And I found that at 1 year in, and that changed everything for me right there. Because now I know, okay, we ain't looking for a guy who's done this before. And I told Kim Riley after he had told me that, I said, it's really odd because on a crime like this, I expected a prior. He's like, well, yeah, you know, but that's in the longer version of that, which I have somewhere on my old computer. I still have all that, but it's just him going, well, yeah, they must start it here. But yeah, I believe that they do have fingerprints. And again, that's more evidence that they have toward that, provided that they do. All right. Anything else? And if not, you know what? My suspect did have a permit to carry. And I think that that's the reason for that holster right here on his right-hand side hanging down. And he had did it before. And that is what St. Louis, the investigators said. They said the way that he did this, it's like he has done it before. So that is what we have. Do I think that Evansdale is connected? Yes, absolutely, at 100%. And I'll tell you why. Both of them had the identical exact MO. A guy's going down the highway driving. He pulls over to a small nature trail. He gets out. He starts hiking. 2 young girls. He abducts them. He abducts those 2 girls, kills the two girls, and leaves their dead bodies by a creek where they're found. That's identical. But that tells me that my time is probably up. Everybody's buffering. All right, I'll see everybody in my next video. I want everybody out there to have a great weekend. Love you guys the most. Am I still buffering? Am I still buffering, folks? Because if not, I can spend a couple more minutes. Okay. I'm out here. See you guys in my next video. Peace, everyone.